Hi, I'm Emily Dix, the Artistic Executive Director of Bygone Theatre and the person who's been the sort of lead on the bridge at 379 Adelaide. So I'm here today with a little update on what all has been happening. As you may know, back in September, our landlords decided to exercise their right to terminate our lease early. And so unfortunately, we do need to vacate the premises by January 15th. So as of the middle of January, the bridge as you know it at 379 Adelaide will cease to exist. That said, Bygone's not going anywhere. And our vision for the bridge and for a community space that is truly affordable is also not going to disappear. So I wanted to give you a few updates on what we're doing to try and keep that sort of programming happening here in our city. We are currently putting together a proposal under an REOI for a city-owned space at 32 Lisgar. So basically what that means is the city has a big, beautiful space, about 30,000 square feet, and qualifying nonprofits and charities can submit a proposal to take over ownership of that space, which would include having to build out a new theater in what is currently basically a pit. But that's about a $3 million project to fully build a new theater. There's also a bunch of other space in there, things that could be used for rehearsals and performance and all different arts groups. So that's what we've been working on, along with some partners who will announce as soon as that's all finalized. Part of this process means that we need to have audited financial statements. So as a charity, you have to always undergo some type of audit, but because Bygone is small and our revenues are small, in the past, we've just done what is called a review engagement, basically because that was all that was required and it's a lot less money. But we've learned that to put in our proposal, we have to have 2 years of audited financial statements. And that has to happen right now, like in the next couple days in order for it to be ready on time for us to get the thing on time in March. So each year of an audit costs $6,500. And that is with us already getting a great deal. They can cost a lot more than that. But $6,500 is the cheapest we've found. And we now have to do 2 years of that. We had budgeted to do 1 year of a review engagement at $3,500, which means we now have a very short amount of time to secure $9,500 so that we can get what we need to get this proposal in. Bygone's plan for 32 Lisgar is to continue, expand on, and improve what we've already been doing at the bridge. We believe that the community needs a space that is affordable, accessible, and available to artists of all disciplines. If Bygone is successful in our bid to take over 32 Lisgar, we will become one of, if not the company that takes the lead on building out this new theater. There's a lot of great companies already here in Toronto, a lot of great theaters, but most of the venues that exist currently are led by an anchor company. And that anchor company usually has programming that takes up the majority of the year. So there's not a lot of opportunity for smaller groups, emerging groups, experimental theater, things like that, to get into a proper theater space. And there's some great little indie offshoots too that have popped up around the city, but they tend to be in inaccessible spaces because that's all they can afford. Toronto doesn't need another theater that is there to promote the artistic work of one artistic director. That's there to do one artistic vision through 90% of the year. What we need is a venue that is accessible, that is clean, that is welcoming, that is affordable, and I don't just mean below market rent, I mean affordable for indie artists, for experimental groups, for different disciplines to come in and put on work in a place that audiences will actually want to go to. And that is what our vision is for 32 Lisgar. And the short term for Lisgar, prior to having the theater space built out, our plan for it is much the same. There's some gallery spaces that we'd love to see used for anything from gallery exhibitions to immersive productions to traditional theater. There's a great big lobby that is sitting there, as most theater lobbies do, mostly unused. And we would love to see productions happening there. We would love to see workshops. We'd love to see dance nights. Again, our vision for this space is one where artists of all disciplines, all levels of experience, all backgrounds feel welcome. and where, because we have such flexibility, there's programming that's aimed at all those types of people and aimed at bringing all those types of people together and into things that maybe they haven't done before. We'll talk a lot more about our vision for the space and our plans, our values, and our commitments once those are a bit more finalized. But in the meantime, the thing that has to happen, like right now, is we need to get the money together so we can engage our accountants and do a proper audit. Again, we had the funds set aside to do a review engagement. This is now going to be a lot more money. And of course, we also have other fun, unexpected expenses because we have to move out of our space early. So there's the cost of moving, there's the cost of storage, there's the fact that while we are staying 2 weeks into January, and so we have to pay our landlords half a month's rent, we didn't think it was fair to make our subletting artists pay for 2 weeks when clearly they're not really going to be able to use it. So that's a loss of income there. We also had another tenant that we let out of their lease early, and we had to cancel a bunch of programming. So it's like nice, big, unexpected expense, and we have no money coming in. So that's where we come to you. We pride ourselves on keeping our costs very, very low and on paying the majority of the money we have directly to artists. But unfortunately, in this case, if we don't have the audit, we can't move forward with the plans we have that we think will serve a lot more people. So this is an admin expense that's just a non-negotiable, and that's why we need your help. We have a Zeffy campaign set up to accept donations right now, and you can find that link in our link in bio, and I'll link it here as well, and it's on our website. You can get a tax receipt for your donations because we are a registered charity. And you can know that you are helping us move towards something that I truly do think will be a benefit to the whole community. Feel free to ask any questions. We are all about transparency. I'm happy to go through, I don't know, whatever questions you have, the things we want to do, the things that we know were successful at the bridge, the things that we know weren't, how we plan to use our money. We'll show you the receipts. But yeah, if you could please take a moment, if you have the ability, a donation of any amount is appreciated. And if you don't, just share the word. I know it's an expensive time of year and it's an expensive city, and it's just expensive to live in general. But we are hoping we can find a way to make this work. So thanks for listening to my long rambling message. We'll be back in touch again soon.